my dear friends, welcome back to another one of my videos. Thank you for being here with me today. I appreciate you sharing your space and time with me, and I hope that you find a lot of value in today's video. So today we are going to be covering the topic of accepting yourself completely and honoring your differences, your quirks, things that make you uniquely you. So I think this is a very important topic in this day and age, more than ever before. So let's begin by anchoring ourselves with 3 deep breaths. Shall we? Breathing in, out, in, out, in, out. How was that? If you joined in with me, how did that feel? It always anchors me and brings me back to the present moment and just calms me and centers me in the most beautiful way. It's free, it's easy, it literally takes a minute. So I hope you guys do this all day long, anytime that you need a little break. So this topic, very, very important in this day and age. Why? Because social media is let's be real, it's a part of our existence. I don't believe social media is going anywhere. There are a multitude of benefits with social media. Of course, you want to use it in a responsible way, and I feel that social media has so many great benefits, and that's why people are still on it. But at the same time, it leads us to a lot of comparison, self-judgment, feeling less than, having a fear of missing out. All of these things were born in the era of social media, where we show the highlights of our daily lives versus the full picture of what everyone's life really is. So accepting yourself fully, to me, means that you honor who you are at a fundamental level, and that you celebrate it and you wear it confidently within your body, and feeling like, hey, I might not be perfect to the societal standards. And mind you, societal standards, what even are they? And who set these standards? You know what I mean? Like, sometimes you have to step back and really think. All of these thoughts and ideas of what you feel that is maybe beautiful, what your definition of success may look like, all of these kind of conditions that we put upon ourselves and all these beliefs that we've formed subconsciously in our minds dictate how we feel on a daily basis. And as a result, how we feel, we make the decisions that follow those feelings, and as a result, slowly it builds up the entirety of our lives. So I think it's really, really important to really check in with how we feel about ourselves and what does that narrative really look like. And I know that on the internet there is no shortage of self-love, accepting yourself, and all of these information is readily available for those who want to learn more and is seeking more information on. So I really strive to make this video as heartfelt and personal as much as possible, so that it's not very repetitive information that you probably don't already know. So accepting yourself, to me, is really to celebrate yourself and your individuality, and whatever that may look like is okay. And that whatever limiting beliefs that you may feel that you inherited, you can have that ability to change the way you feel about yourself based on reconditioning the way you think. And I really believe that when you do this type of inner work, where you really question the ideas that you have inside your mind, and you question those ideas, beliefs, and stories all the time. You know, with the media, so much information is being thrown and thrust upon us, where we are told how to act, how to be, what to say, and what are the standards. Who says that? What are the standards anyways? And I feel that as an individual person, we each have the right to question what those beliefs are. And when the beliefs do not serve us for our highest good, we have the right and we have the wisdom and the knowledge to recognize that it's happening and then change it. So I will share with you guys the story behind how I came up with this idea for this video. So I was taking my daughter to her daycare in the morning, and it actually happened today. So we were walking past a tennis court, and then these people were playing tennis and having such a great time. And a thought crossed my mind thinking, I wonder if these people are working today, or is it their day off? Wouldn't that be nice just to carve out some time in the morning to play tennis before working? Or better yet, obviously playing tennis on a day off would be ideal, but realistically, people that play tennis, in my awareness, I feel like if I were to play tennis, mind you I don't, I would just do it on the weekend or days when I'm off, because when on my working days, I'm that type of person that when I clutter my schedule with to-dos and tasks and events and so forth, I get really, really stressed. So then observing these people playing tennis and wondering if it was their day off or do they work later, spiraled my mind into this thought of like, oh, Susan, you're not really great at multitasking. Multitaskers are more successful in life because they get more done, they're more productive. And then you could see where the story in my mind was going. I was starting to have this full-on spiral of self-sabotage about how I can't multitask, I'm not good, I'm not smart enough, I'm not able enough to be productive and successful. And then I was like, whoa. Let's rewind and reassess what it is that is really the truth. Right? Every single one of us are conditioned in a certain way, and these conditionings were brought up upon, maybe it is geographically where you live, how you were raised within your family dynamic, and as your life evolved, you begin to be conditioned into a certain way of being. And mind you, it doesn't have to be the way forever. You have the ability to change at any time, is my belief. Obviously, it would take a lot of self-awareness and a lot of discipline and determination on your part, but I believe it is possible to change. That is my inherent belief and hope for myself and humanity, that we have that wisdom and the capability to recognize how we are acting and how we could change those actions as long as we want to. And whenever you are stuck within an area of your life, just know that you're stuck there because you chose it. You choose to be there. And that as soon as you determine that it's a choice, then you're not actually stuck. But it's a choice that you decide that you want to be within this situation and these circumstances at this time for whatever reason you may have. But as soon as we flip the story around that, hey, this is my choice, I choose this, and then all of a sudden the stress just melts away. whenever it's a choice. So let me share with you guys an exercise that I do from time to time, and I found has been very helpful. So we are all creatures that are based on our ancestors. We are always looking out for things that are wrong, that are dangerous, so that we could dodge them and protect ourselves. So by nature, we often see the negative in most scenarios and situations so that it is to protect ourselves. But now in this era and this time where we're not out in the wild, we're not being threatened with being hunted and killed, we no longer need to be always looking out for things that are dangerous to us and looking out to protect ourselves. So that being said, naturally we are able to see the bad, see the danger around us more than seeing things that are positive and that are uplifting. So I want you to make a list. Write down 5 things, 10 if you're ambitious, things that you feel that are perhaps not right in your life, ways that you are being that you would like to change, things that you view as not good about yourself, the negative attributes of you as an individual. So hear me out, because it sounds quite negative. It's like, who needs to amplify all the negativity in your current life? Like, this is not what this video is about. But hear me out. So documenting all the things that you feel that you are not good at, where your shortcomings and your all your bad traits, quote unquote. And then looking at your list, question it, saying, are these things true? Go through each note, each number, and really assess, is this true? For example, I feel I'm not beautiful. Just sit with that feeling for a little bit. Is that true? Visualize it. Think about it. Isn't beauty in the eye of the beholder? And for someone, when you look at somebody and you think that that is not beautiful, to another person, that one thing that you viewed as not beautiful may be gorgeous and so ideal for the next person. So technically, saying that you are not beautiful is your own opinion. And when it's your own personal opinion, it's not necessarily the truth. And going through all of the pointers that you wrote, for example, I am not successful. But questioning, is this true? Success. What does success really mean? Success might be to you, you have a lot of money, you could buy anything you want, you have all the time in the world to spend it as you please. But to another person, perhaps success means that they are at peace with themselves, at peace in their lives, and that when they go to bed, they feel so at ease and they fall asleep soundly every single night because they are just a happy person and content. Maybe being content is the determination of success to another person. So really, I am not successful statement, is that true? Or is it just your opinion about something? So I feel that this exercise can be also powerful because it's in your own words and how you stated something. And then you're also using your wisdom and your own knowledge and intelligence to question your own beliefs and question, is this true? And when you're able to do this, and maybe I found that from time to time when you do it, maybe you might not get the breakthrough that you want in the first session. But as you go about doing this type of exercise in all the different areas of your lives that you would like to change, I like to call this the clarity exercise, because it really clarifies and shines a light onto the different areas and how you view things. And really, you get a little glimpse about your internal world and seeing how you view it and how it might be skewed and how you might be able to change it. So I love it. So let me know in the comments if you try out this exercise, and let me know if it works out for you, and what kind of shifts have you seen in this clarity exercise. So so I just feel like doing something like this, it gives you so much more self-awareness and clarity of what your inner landscape really looks like. And we all have so much skewed opinions about ourselves, and I'm not creating this video to portray myself as, oh, I've got it all together and I've mastered it. Clearly, in the story about the tennis situation, that I am far from ideal. I'm far from being perfect. But that's not what life is about, is it? It's not about being perfect, but it's about having that awareness and pivoting yourself and redirecting yourself to the proper path when you found yourself running astray. And I want to make a disclaimer that what I stated earlier about how you, if you're in a stuck situation and it's like you chose it, I am speaking about I'm speaking from my own personal experience as a female living in the western part of the world where everything's very developed. I, in my opinion, feel that I live in a city that's very diverse, and I rarely ever feel like I'm being criticized for being an Asian Canadian. So, I mean, I'm speaking only from my own perspective, and I know that whenever I'm saying things like, oh, you chose your circumstances, and you as a viewer might be thinking, hey, I'm in, example, an abusive relationship. I chose it, right? Like, what do you mean I chose it? Everything needs to be skillfully assessed. So I've spoken about this many times in different videos, that we live in an information era. And just like this video I'm creating, it's just information that I've gained on my path of life, and that I have chosen to share this information with you, hoping that it would help somebody along the way. And I want you to really, again, question and assess everything that you learn and all the information that you gain on the internet, which is so vast. Take it with a grain of salt. Take what you benefit, leave all the rest, because I find that, especially even for myself, when I'm watching some YouTube videos or some kind of information on the internet, and I would see comments where people would be saying things like, oh, so I chose to be in an abusive relationship. I chose to have a terrible childhood. No, people are speaking in a generalized context. This video is not a substitute for counseling. It's like everyone's circumstance is so different. Like, you can't take a generic information that's on the internet and taking it personal as if like, hey, like, so I chose to be abused, right? It's no. You have to take it with a grain of salt. People are speaking in general. It's only when you have an individual professional consultation with a professional person that you would understand it's tailored, the information is tailored to you in your specific circumstance. So hopefully I made that myself clear, because as I was speaking about the topic about, choice and having a choice, in my mind I was thinking, oh my god, I could already picture people saying and tearing me apart about saying how, like, I didn't choose something. So I just wanted to say that. Just an FYI, take everything with a grain of salt. We're speaking general here, a general situation, and I can only share from my own personal perspective as an Asian Canadian living in a very diverse city and country where we embrace all cultures and diversity. So take it with a grain of salt. But anyways, enough of that. So rewriting your story. So accepting yourself completely and fully and embracing all of your differences really comes down to doing the exercise that I told you about, where you write down all the flaws that you perceive yourself as having, and then questioning your dialogue, questioning your story. And then next step is rewriting your story. How are these stories that I currently have within my mind serving me? Are they helping me propel me to another step towards my ideal self? Is it really serving me in the most positive way, or is it debilitating me? And if these stories that you tell about yourself are not helping, isn't it in your best interest to change that narrative? And of course, another disclaimer, if you have any mental health concerns, obviously seek out professional help. I'm speaking generally to the general population that doesn't necessarily have any underlying mental health condition. So just wanted to plug that in. But really rewrite your stories. Ask yourself, how can I change and pivot my views on myself so that it could really help me? Another story. So growing up, I was never a really confident child. Growing up, I was always a very awkward child, and I'm very, very introverted. I grew up with just an older sister, but she and I were both severely shy, introverted. We're absolutely scared of everything, anything and everything. We were so scared of. So growing up, I had this idea about myself that I am a shy, introverted, scared individual. And when I embarked on my self-development journey and my spiritual journey in 2017, I really wanted to, I knew that this was the path I wanted to take. I really wanted to share my knowledge and share what it is that is on my mind with the intention of being able to be helpful to another person. And I was thinking, oh my God, I can't do it. I'm not, who am I to share the information? Who am I? Who would even listen to me? I'm just little old me. And it took so many years, guys, so many years to get to this point where I could sit here and film myself speaking. And, I'm still only learning, and I'm growing and evolving as an individual. Do I not still have a lot of self-doubt, a lot of self-criticism? Of course I do. I'm only human, and I feel that these feelings of inadequacy and doubt, self-doubt, never really leaves you. But you just have to have the wisdom to know that, hey, I feel these emotions and I question if they're the truth, and you know what? I am going to do it anyway. It's that type of energy that I want to leave you guys feeling at the end of this video, that anything and everything is possible, and no matter where you may find yourself in this moment in time, that you can change it if you choose to. You just need a little more working on yourself, and a little bit more inner work, and a little bit more of self-awareness, and you can change your life and the way you view yourself, and come to a place where you can fully accept yourself as you are. And I honestly feel that, who knows if you would ever get to a point where you 100% don't care what other people think. Yeah, maybe if you're 80 years old, super old, and you're I'm at the point in my life, I have no care in the world. Maybe it takes us to be 80 in order to feel that way. Who knows? I'm not there yet. But I've made peace that self-doubt, self-criticisms is a part of life. And you don't have to choose to believe the stories that comes in on your mind. Just like that story about the tennis players that I shared with you in the beginning of the video. So really, you have the power to change your life in this very moment, and I really hope that this video kind of give you that spark or that little nudge or that wink from the universe that this is your time to change as well. And that, hey, if little old Susan could be still having so much self-criticism and so much self-doubt and still turn on this video and still make a fool out of herself, hey, maybe I have the same permission to do the same. And whatever your aspirations in life may be, that I hope that this video has given you that permission or that nudge that just go and do it. Life is too short. Just do all the things that brings you joy, all the things that you think that you may want to do. And if once you do it and you realize, hey, it's not for me, then that's fine too. At least you tried it and at least you did it. So loving yourself and accepting yourself exactly as you are is your birthright, is your superpower actually. All of the ways that you are different is actually a blessing. And that's what I want to leave you on, that note of different is good. And that we're living in this day and age where being different is your superpower. It truly, truly is. And that when you're blending in with everyone else, then it becomes really boring, right? So that's all I have for you today. I hope that you had some value and you gained something in this video. At the end of it all, my intention really is for you to feel loved, accepted, and fully embracing who you truly are in a fundamental, grounded way. And if you've at all felt that, then I've done my job today. So that's all I have for today. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.